brain. Boring.
It has all been coming down to this.
We gotta turn big dreams into action. We gotta mix action with the passion.
Oh my word! What an incredible moment!
We gotta turn big dreams into action. We gotta mix action with the passion. Time short, no time for relaxing. Be the first and last out, make it happen. We gotta turn big dreams into action. We gotta mix action with the passion. Time short, no time for relaxing.
Without further ado, let's get rolling!
Welcome back to the Brawl Stars Championship. We're still here in EMEA throughout the August monthly finals. 4 games are done, and they've been absolutely incredible. Some not so close, a couple a little bit closer, Teddy. You know, what are your thoughts on those first 4? That's a bit of a tongue twister.
Well, to be honest, decided across the board. I feel like Ammo Fantasia actually played quite well against ZETA Division. I'd say that it was clunky, but there were some moments where they really popped off with some really beautiful plays. But it wasn't enough. You need to be more consistent than that if you want to beat ZETA. Mr. Doza just didn't really have much time to shine against Reply Totem, and as much as Foot tried their best against ANR, they were always one step ahead. And the same kind of went for the SK Gaming versus Humble match, where SK Gaming through and throughout were in the driver's seat.
Yeah, I feel like for those first 3 at least there was like some serious competition from the opposing side, even when they did lose, even when it was a 3-0. They looked very good doing it, but that last one definitely seemed a bit more SK-sided. But let's talk about the next 2, ZETA Division versus Reply Totem and ANR versus SK. We put some predictions in, and I genuinely wish you guys could have heard how much Ark was crying in the break. Teddy heard it. He had to walk off and just leave because of how much he was crying about me saying he's copying my predictions, but it's day in, day out at this point. We seem to differ a little bit though, Teddy. Talk me through yours.
Yeah, as much as I thought that the British shouting over the prediction on a slight beat of Spike, lo-fi music was lovely. ZETA and ANR are going to be my picks for this one. I mean, as much as Totem did beat ZETA last time, I feel like ZETA, I've predicted against them too many times this year, and I don't want to do that wrong one more time for the final time of the year, really. And ANR, they just looked a bit stronger to me, as their opponent was also stronger than SK's in the quarterfinals, so I went for ANR. But honestly, both matches are very, very close across the board.
Yeah, they really are. I feel like it could have gone either way, but make sure to get your predictions in at event.brawlstars.com, just as we have done as well, to get yourself some bling, some coins, and there's sprays and pins as well. Always a good thing to get, but you've got to get them right. And usually, for the most part, we seem to be back. Maybe a couple of those last ones could have gone either way, and I feel like these can as well. So I'm not going to back myself on any of these because I feel like I'm kind of just throwing them out there. Thought I was going a bit bold, but at the end of the day, that's just how it is. We're getting into this match now, though. It's going to be an absolute banger. This has finals potential, to be honest with you. Gero, Naui, and Meow versus Joker, Mori, and Maru. What an absolute phenomenal match this is. Teddy, talk us through a little bit of this ZETA Division roster.
Gero, Naui, and Meow. I mean, players that until this year they were familiar to the competitive scene, but no one could have imagined the amount of success they would find in the BSC 2023. The dominant team of the region. It's been a powerhouse so far this year, very consistent across the board as well, but not unbeatable either. And Reply Totem, they showed last month that they could beat them, so ZETA probably came here very, very prepared.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about Reply Totem, Joker, Mori, and Maru. They looked very, very good throughout their quarterfinal match, and I'm sure they'll be looking very good again, trying to put a bit of a fight on against ZETA Division here, because time and time again, ZETA Division have won monthly finals. Reply Totem obviously won the last one, and it's been a bit of a while since we've seen ZETA come out on top, to be honest with you. But at the same time, they've done amazingly throughout SPS, doing so well, only losing to ANR in those closing phases. And Reply Totem didn't even make it that far, but they showed them worth in BSC, and I'm sure they'll be looking to show the worth in BSC yet again this month.
Yeah, for some of those teams, including Reply Totem, this is going to be amongst their final official matches until Worlds, which is kind of crazy to think about, since, I mean, they'll be escaping LCQ. Reply Totem are not going to be playing in SPS either, since they didn't qualify. So I'm sure they want to end the year with an absolute bang here in their home region, and, also show how strong they are leading up to the final LAN events of the year.
Yeah, I mean, they really do have to as well, and, looking really scary going into Worlds is a big thing, Teams want to be scared of you, they want to be, over-analyzing you, complicating things, and that's when you do manage to win. When you have that scare factor, which, Crazy Raccoon have, ZETA Division in past years, they've always had that scare factor, and it makes it really tough to beat them at a lot of events. We are going to be heading on to Crystal Arcade in Gem Grab as our first map and mode, though. I think it's an absolutely great map to start us off on between these two teams, because Gem Grab, it's very back and forward, and anybody can win it. But looking at the predictions, it's ZETA sided, and considering how well they've been doing this year, kind of expect it, but I expect it to definitely be a bit closer than this.
Yeah, I think it's pretty much a 50-50, to be honest. I mean, so far, if you look at BSC, ZETA has beaten Totem more often, but if you look at recent results, it's been Reply Totem that's been a bit more consistently on top. But looking at our draft here for Crystal Arcade, it's going to be the first pick on the side of ZETA Division. And they'll be going for Ruffs, and their bans were Carl, Sam, and Gray. Reply Totem, I'm banning out Shelly, Squeak, and Cordelius. I mean, so far on the ban side, I think it's quite fair. I like the Ruff's first pick. I think we saw it on Crystal Arcade in one of our previous matches in the quarterfinals as well. And I think it was followed by a Tara first pick by their opposition. So that's interesting. But Mr. P is where things will be going in a different direction. I like it, to be honest. Mr. P has been in a pretty good place. The best plane he's been in a very long time, to be honest. And I like where he is. I still don't know if he's necessarily the biggest threat at a pro level, but he's much better than he was before.
Yeah, I feel like Reply Totem have been putting a lot of faith into him recently as well. We saw it coming on Bell's Rock in the previous quarterfinals match, so exciting to see if it does manage to work over here on Crystal Arcade. ZETA Division are choosing to go with something a little bit more aggressive. We saw Reply Totem pick up a buzz in their first game as well, and I think it worked quite well for them over in that pit stop set. So we'll see if ZETA Division are able to bring the same energy into this one as Reply Totem have done in the past. We are still on ZETA for their third pick, Crystal Arcade. Looks like they're going to need a mid though, seeing who's left, obviously, with Tara's pets, Mr. P's porters. I think Gene's kind of off the table for them now, which is what I'd usually say kind of go towards and grasp. They're going to go with the Gus, which I really don't mind either.
They can rock their own ZETA Division skin. I mean, it's not them that earned it, but they still get to represent themselves, as Reply Totem will be going for their third and final pick of this draft. I'm curious what sort of ideas they'll have in mind. They need something still to shut down that buzz. Will they match it with some aggression? Kind of. With the Stu able to try to bait and dodge some of those pulls as well. I don't mind it. It doesn't have the best matchup against the Rough Stoves, so they'll have to try to, shuffle around and keep the right matchups on both sides. But overall, draft-wise, I think both have their merits. And to me, it's going to rely mostly on how well the buzz is able to pop off, and on the side of Reply Totem, how well they're able to shut him down.
Yeah, well, we'll see if they do manage to make it work. I kind of prefer Zeta Division's comp a little bit, I feel, unless we can kind of see Reply Totem chaining supers and supers and supers with that Tara to be able to keep Buzz under wraps. But at the same time, you know, I think the Mr. P is going to be good, bringing in a lot of the spawnables, stopping the good shot, stopping the Buzz, getting as many grapples in. But it's starting off with Buzz on the Mr. P side, and that is not the start that Totem want.
They didn't see it coming. I mean, he went for an early gadget just to get into that bush, and I don't think they were ready for it. Completely caught by surprise. Joker trying to not feed that Buzz super, as eventually the shadows from Maru go through, and now he has Chilo HP to really commit to a pull, to a grapple. Instead, gonna opt to just go down and come back stronger.
Yeah, it's a bit tough for Mr. P to do anything on an open side, and even though, you know, it benefits from that open side, it's just so easy to dodge if there's no pinch from Joker there, pushing him into some of these shots. Now Gero following up the few shots as well. Needs to try and get one of these kooky poppers on the floor and get that gadget used, because that's always going to be very solid. In comes the super from now. He cleans that up, and they've got all three lanes at the moment. Reply Totem still have 4 gems though, so it's not too far out of reach if they start to make a bit of a break back. And obviously with Tara super, that's hugely possible.
Definitely so. The stun though, and that's going to be the kill. From now, he gets shielded up as well, and he's going to be fed a whole lot of his next super as well. Doesn't quite manage to get it in time to take down Joker, but positioning wise, there's a lot of aggression from Reply Totem. Zeta Division still a gem ahead, make it 2 now as well. If they can get 3 in a row, that's going to be a counter that Reply Totem need a kill for to interrupt.
Oh, what a play from Naui there to get the stun and get the grab on the wall as well. That's huge from him. They've started the countdown, and with that last member of Reply Totem going down as well, Gero's going to have 10 gems over his head, so his teammates don't need to stay that passive either. And with a shield on Naui, it's going to be tough for them to come back. Does miss the super, but at the same time, 5 seconds on the clock. Not sure what Joker and Mori can do here, and they can't do anything. Zeta Division starting off strong, taking the first game.
Well done by Zeta Division. Not the easiest here to deal with that Stu as well, but they did wonderfully well. However, I feel like some of their success and the early gems they were able to pick up were due to that sneaky Buzz play on the right-hand side and getting into the bush before the Terra was able to spot him. Let's see if they're going to be able to make that happen once again. They're a lot more careful. Yeah, they know. Now he is going to be spotted super early on and taken down with ease. Nicely done by Reply Totem.
Yeah, so I think at the same time they might have grasped that left, but they don't have much control over the right now. But considering they have mid, Joker's going to be able to pick up a good few amount of gems. Ruff's going to get a shot into the mid there onto Joker, and if we follow with another and a shot from Gus, they might be able to bring him down. Does get him low, and now the gadget comes down from Meow as well. Bounces around the right, take down Mr. P, and the wall break and power up. He's going to grab it for himself and maybe let Gero get one in the future.
Gadget popped by Maru will waste some ammunition. Some teamwork, they're able to take care of it. However, control going to be favoring Reply Totem. Joker low HP, needs to be careful, but some good dodges, and he'll still alive. Shield popped onto Meow, trying to push up that right side just a little bit more. Not really able to find a ton of control from there just yet, as Maru as pull goes for it. Now he gets shut down once again, didn't get the chance to use his super, and Gero is being chased by all of Maru's shadows. Eventually, Reply Totem now building up a really healthy lead.
Shield onto Naui now and gets him in a good position. Super straight to Mori. Cycles as well. Joker's there for the taking. He gets it yet again, and it's Naui making the play once more. Low though, and the Mr. P port is almost 1v1 him, but he goes for that last gem. Starts the countdown, but Maru's behind the pulls there onto Gero. Joker might be able to take him down, but I believe he got a heal there as well. Beautiful stuff. Now he's tanking. 10 seconds on the clock and a shield. Great stuff from Zeta to stay alive, but they're still under massive scrutiny now as well. Now he's still surviving. They can't bring him down. The Mr. P porter might do it at 1 second, and the takedown's there. They get it. Maru retrieves a few gems, and Reply Totem stay alive. Might even start accounting for themselves here.
Unbelievable stuff across the board. But it is Reply Totem now with a countdown, a Stu Dash available as well. He's going to try to overextend his presence in the mid to get that 11th gem. However, it's not going to work out. Now Zeta Division 1 away from evening things out, and that's going to interrupt that countdown for now. Let's see who's going to be next to initiate it. It does spawn on the side of Zeta, which is a little bit of a problem for Reply Totem, but they can just even out by picking up the next one.
Yeah, well, got this on the floor now, but no gadgets left for Gero, and pull there from Maru is going to be dangerous. There it is, the double pull might be there, but no, Gero narrowly avoids it, but now he's got this super over the left-hand side, sorry, and these Mr. People is really giving him a bit of a tough time, but they need this next gem, and it spawns on the Reply Totem side. The stun's there, but Mori survives on Reply Totem, looking to even things out, but they are under some serious pressure now coming in from ZETA, but I don't think it's going to be done. Joker gets away, and Reply Totem take game number 2.
What an incredible game. Reply Totem able to steal the gems from the gem carrier in the first half of that game, bringing them back, and incredible teamwork as well from ZETA to get that countdown all the way to its last second. The Reply Totem still managed to shut it down, take down both players that were carrying gems, and eventually take this one home.
Well, it's triple left again for Totem, or at least one of them down the mid, whereas ZETA are taking a bit of a more spread out approach. Joker now having to retreat, got the speed zone up to try and help him out along the way, but now he ran this right side, did have a free side, and coincidentally ZETA did kind of triple down on a rough lane, which is probably not the best of ideas, but now he's getting his super just off being in the vicinity at the moment of Joker, eventually going to go down, but not without Gero getting a shot and a gadget onto Mori there. I feel like maybe that gadget was a bit useless, didn't do too much, put too much pressure on anybody, but now he's got the shield now and should be able to make some good moves.
Dash in from Nawi, he'll get the kill and no trade as he takes care of the shadow as well. So far, it is going to be Reply Totem with a nice and early healthy lead. Maru oversteps a little bit, will get punished as he is in a crossfire between 3 different players. Joker taking a fair bit of damage. Now he can't commit though, and he gets reset on his heal as well, buying some time for Reply Totem to retake that right-hand side. However, gem-wise, ZETA have caught up and are only 2 behind.
Yeah, this Tara Soup's definitely a bit dangerous though, and Joker now going forward this long dash, gets some shots on Gero, brings in 1 shot, and Maori still down the left-hand side, dominating the hour with this range advantage that he does have, keeping him low. Pull comes in on now, he doesn't get his super off in return to get the stun, and Joker, 9 gems in hand, might be able to start the countdown in just a second, survives it out, and Mori's going to start the count. Joker surely wants it from mid, but with Naui having this super, it's dangerous. Gets 1, but can't really commit to any more. Too low to make any moves.
Murray will fall, but it's Joker carrying all of the gems, still has a dash as well to get him to safety. Defensive pull as well. Beautifully done by Reply Totem, and what was looking like potentially a quick set for ZETA was turned around wonderfully well in game 2 by Reply Totem. Again, game 3, it was a dominant win from Reply Totem. So amazing stuff from both sides. Reply Totem are able to take it home at the end of the day.
Yeah, I mean, Reply Totem, they did look a lot stronger in the games that they won. I feel like ZETA in the one that they won, they looked pretty good, but overall, I think Reply Totem was just a bit more in control, whereas those ones that ZETA managed to win were just now somehow popping off, and obviously they did have that countdown quite heavily in the back portions of their map, but Totem very controlled in getting them down, brought them down in the last second, managed to get Gero as well, and just taking a few of those gems, not being too greedy is probably the right approach, especially when there was a few laying in mid as well.
It paid off as well, because eventually they did bring that game home. And the next one too, so I mean realistically ZETA division, they were a second away from picking up that opening set. That Reply Totem managed to win 2 games in a row after that. Wonderful stuff really from Reply Totem.
Yeah, it really was. And we did see some great plays from Naui. Don't get me wrong, we saw him with a beautiful super in that first game where he just got the stun onto him, avoided the super by clipping himself on a wall as well, and it was really smart of him. But at the end of the day, Reply Totem going to come away with the set. Looking at the stats though, I mean, Joker with 10 kills. With Stu, obviously with the mobility, you're going to be able to find a lot of those openings. But at the same time, ZETA Division had a fair few on the board as well.
Moving on to set number 2, it's gonna be Heist Safe Zone. And we'll see some more longer range brawlers potentially brought in. We've seen some throwers as well once in a while of the map. But to me, my favorite pick here is still going to be the 8-bit. I feel like it is so good, both at damage on save, at shutting down aggressive ideas, and at playing long range. Just kind of fills every niche area of that map, in my opinion.
Well, safe zone is the map, and we've got the 8-bit squeak and the sandban as well coming in. That's usually something we see aggressive teams banning out, or aggressive teams against them banning out. But Bonnie, Colette, and Bell banned out from Reply Totem. We do have that Zeta Division first pick, so we'll see what they do choose to go with. They're going to take that Brock, obviously going to have a lot of damage on the safe with the built-in Incendiary, and obviously some good range to go along with it on this map as well.
I like the Brock as well. It can provide a lot of value. I mean, the wall break is always something that, you know, a Brock is going to be very useful for, especially on this map. But the damage on safe is also something to not overlook, as it burns down very, very quickly. We'll have 2 picks in a row now for Reply Totem to catch up and react, as Eve is going to be the first one. I don't mind it. It can be really nice to just hover over the water, create some space with your hatchlings, but Shelly is what I'm definitely more interested in here, as it's going to be ramping up the aggression by quite a bit.
Yeah, I do like the Shelly, but at the same time, it's going to have a bit of a tough time when those clay pigeons have ran out. So obviously, with the super fast movement speed, it's going to be very easy to avoid some of these Brock shots. But at the same time, if anything comes in that can possibly slow down, it's going to be very decent. But I feel like B's kind of off the table because the Eve spawnables might be a bit of an issue. But Penny's going to come in for Zeta Division. It's been a bit of a while since we've seen some Penny being played out. But when you get the mortar established in that top left, it does wonderful work.
It really does, and I mean, Penny is going to be great at dealing with the hatchlings as well, potentially using them in your favor, really, and creating even more space. So I think it kind of makes sense, but I'm completely with you. It was the fact that Penny is just a brawler we don't see much, if at all, at the moment, just because it's been nerfed so many times that at this point it's just not really a priority pick for any teams anymore. But we'll see Cordelius being brought in as Zeta's final pick, and that But we'll see Cordelius being brought in as Zeta's final pick, and that is going to be a strong one for sure. It's always very curious, I think, on those very open maps to see how Cordelius fares, because I feel like he either gets like so much value or none at all. So I'm very interested in seeing how that's going to be working out for Zeta.
Yeah, we'll see if it does, but Daryl's going to come in as well. And I feel like Cordelius is just good against the Daryl, so I'm surprised that Reply Totem have gone for that on the last pick. And if you get caught mid-super in a Cordelius, you're going to be going into that Shadow Realm and not really moving any further with that role. So it's a bit of a weird one for me, at least. I love the Shelly pick. It's always going to be probably, you know, still the best brawler in the game at the moment, but I feel like that Zeta Division feels more well-rounded.
Yeah, I agree with you. It's an interesting one for sure, because something to not overlook as well is for most of the defensive and anti-tank brawlers, it doesn't really matter if you're facing them as something like a Daryl, because you're just going to be rolling into the safe, and then instead of, you know, targeting the B, you target the safe. Here against Cordelius, if you're in the Shadow Realm, I don't think you can even hit the safe. So that can really shut down some of those ideas, and I don't know how that's going to be working out for them.
Great shots there from Gera as well to stop Maru being in that little pocket, but now he can't really move too far. Joker's very low as well, and Clay Pigeon being forced out to provide him some help throughout that mid. Gera was low, but did heal up quite nicely in comparison to Joker, who's still halfway healing and not even got there anymore, because Gera's going to find a connecting shot. Now he's going to be getting some super, but Maru's going forward, and now he might be able to get his super, and he's going to need it as well to keep him away from the safe. Does get it, and these mushrooms going to be helping him heal up along the way as well. Maru's still burning down, and now he's going to pick up the kill, get some damage up top as well, with Gero and Meow raining down on the safe.
Yeah, now he's just going to be permanently assigned to that Daryl and making sure that he doesn't slip through. He will get close though, but again, Shadow Realm, and Maru is powerless. Can't do anything to the safe, can't get close enough to Naui, and in the meantime, Naui's just getting his super back from standing next to him. So yeah, the Daryl pick is just not it. Very hard one from Totem.
Yeah, I think now he's going to be pretty pleased with just keeping him here, to be honest with you. Even if he doesn't get the kill, he might be able to cycle it out, as you said, just by staying in this range, and now does come out the realm, but going to get taken down quickly by Mori. Surprised he didn't use his super there. Obviously doesn't have the muting gadget either, because we have seen him jump already, so the little jump, the little turret coming down, I should say, little splash through there from Meow as well, and yeah, again, beautiful shots from him, but Maru dragged into the realm once more, and now he's looking for the kill. Did get some heals along the way as well, can't be far off cycling this, does get it and brings him back into the realm once more, stops him from doing anything, and with a 50% lead, I feel like Maru's just in a bit of a tough position to do anything here.
He's gotten 2% of the save, which is kind of crazy as a Daryl. You know, he's been around the save so many times. He just can't deal any damage to it, and once again he gets shut down. And I still don't really get the idea of the Daryl here. I don't see how they want to make this one work, but maybe there's something that I'm missing or something that we have yet to see from it, because so far it just hasn't been a high impact pick whatsoever, especially not as a last pick.
Back into the realm yet again, and I think he can't seem to escape now here. He's got another super in hand as well, but Gera's getting some damage on safe, and Maru's just giving up there. Joker's just going to accept defeat, and they finish off the save. Zeta Division dominating this one, unlike Gem Grab, and take the first game of the second set.
They need to change something on Reply Totem's side, because they really didn't have a whole lot to work with in game one. A drastic change needs to be made here. But I really couldn't pinpoint what, because now his job is just to shut down that Daryl. And the other lanes are just not being won either by Reply Totem. So if they can find something there, maybe they can make something work and try to, you know, bring some of the attention from the Cordelius towards them. However, so far, it's just really not been that story, at least not in game one.
Yeah, I'm just so confused by this Daryl pick. Not getting a lot done. Here comes Shelly Super, though. Just breaking out a few of those walls. Joker's going to survive and move a bit further up, but 16% damage already has been done by Zeta Division. We haven't even really seen them up the map that far either. Good connections from Gera there to bring them down, but Shadow Realm is the answer yet again. From now, we're going to jump towards him as well and try and get a good cycle out on this one. Has it again and just uses it once more. Heals from the mushrooms as well, and this is surely going to be Zeta Division once more.
I mean, this is an incredible level of bullying, really, and it's so crazy that it comes off last pick on Reply Totem's side. It just, yeah, it's an interesting draft, very interesting draft, but it seems like this one is going to be pretty much done and dusted as Zeta Division are just destroying that save. Zeta picking up set number 2 and evening things out.
I mean, I'm a little bit worried now for Reply Totem, because that one was definitely more one-sided than that first set that went to Reply Totem was, and Zeta Division looks great. But at the end of the day, I think everybody conceded that was down to the draft there. What can a Daryl do against Cordelius? But Reply Totem have nobody but themselves to blame. Like, they took that Daryl as a last pick, and you've just got to question why. Everybody knows Cordelius can't do anything against, Daryl can't do anything against Cordelius, and that's elevated on this map.
Yeah, it was very extreme. I think that's a way to put it, because Daryl genuinely had the chance to do nothing. Like, it was a brawler that was completely out of the equation, and the other lanes were also being won consistently by Zeta. I think they got 10% damage on save throughout the entirety of this set, which is so incredibly low, and I can't wait to look at the stats from Daryl.
Yeah, no, neither can I, because that was a little bit worrying. You know, we saw him do like 2% damage on the safe, and that was just because he got his roll before Cordelius got his super in that first one. I mean, that's even surprising to see him do like any DPS at all. I mean, obviously it's going to be all on the side of Zeta Division in terms of kills and damage, but like, at least they got some DPS on the side of Reply Totem, which is more than I thought.
In all fairness, for the most part, the Daryl and the Cordelius were more in a staring contest. You know, like, it's not like they killed each other many times. I mean, Mara didn't kill anyone, but yeah, it was just a lot of time and space bought, and all favoring Zeta so much. The draft, like those big kind of oopsies, you can't leave that open. You can't make that happen in a semi-final of a monthly final. Let's see though if Golden Gulch for knockout is going to be the fresh start that Reply Totem hoped for after a pretty horrendous set.
Yeah, well, we'll see if Reply Totem can bounce back, or if they'll carry on with some questionable drafts, let's say, rather than just completely saying it was terrible again. It was just a bit questionable, you know. Gene, Shelly, and Tick going to be banned out from Zeta Division. Reply Totem going to get rid of the Bonnie, well, I saw the Brock. RT's going to be taken as their first pick. I think it's very good. Got the range, got the short range as well when it starts to close in, and Gray's going to be Reply Totem's last ban.
I like the RT. He's going to be able to also confirm some kills with his gadget, which can always be very useful if someone get in a one-shot range, or if you can get value of multiple players and get a nice push together with your team after that, reset their heals. There's quite a bit to offer with it. Gus is gonna be what it's gonna be facing is ZETA looking their first pick, and I mean ZETA love Gus. They play it very, very consistently. And it makes sense though. It works really well with their approach. It's safe, but has some moments as well to try to turn things around and get some nice burst damage with a gadget of his own. So I like it. I mean, both fill the same sort of niche just a little bit. Obviously, more support on the side of the of ZETA. So I'm alright with it. The Squeak as well is going to bring in even more utility. A slow approach by the looks of it from ZETA Division, but very control based.
Yeah, I kind of like it, but I think at the same time, if it starts to close in and, you know, we run out of residues and stuff like that, then Joker's going to be able to do a lot when he drops those legs and starts getting some damage down. We'll see. What they do choose to go with is their second pick and obviously third one after that as well. Back to ZETA Division for the last pick after all that, but should be coming any second now. And it's going to be the Grom. They're going to go with a thrower. Seems pretty smart considering who they're against. You know, you don't really want to be walking through those pathways when Squeak's spamming shots down them, so why not just stand behind the wall instead?
I like it. I like it. Final pick for Play Totem is going to be the Carl, which would also have been a good counter towards towards their own thrower. So I kind of like it. I mean, it's obviously going to be a great way as well to just initiate some heavy attacks and go in for some nice pushes. This Fang is going to be the final pick, and the stun is a nice counter to that Carl super. A lot of mobility as well, of course, and still more than most tanks an ability to hold on to your lane and keep some space. As for a tank, when you don't really have the range to tag your opponents or reset their heals, it can be a bit tricky to keep them at bay and not give them too much map control.
Yeah, I do like the Fang. I think I prefer maybe it's gonna be weird, but I kind of prefer Reply Totem's comp. I feel like the Fang it's gonna be good if it can, you know, lunge into the Grom and get a stun off on the Carl or something like that. But if it goes anywhere near that RT with super, it's gonna be dangerous territory for Naui.
Yeah, I have the exact same take, really. I mean, Arc copies your predictions, I copy your your draft opinions. But yeah, really, I feel like it makes a little bit more sense to me, the come from a Play Totem. But we did see a lot of Fang again in East Asia earlier today, and with some pretty good success as well. So I'm curious to see if ZETA can match that level of play. So far they've had the more control, but haven't really been able to find big opportunities just yet.
Yeah, Maru coming down now, trying to get some pitches in, and obviously Fang with very small amount of range. And at this point anyway, when he's peeking around walls, is it's definitely going to be a bit difficult for him now. The Grom's rotating down to try and fight out against him here and stay behind these walls. It's probably a smart matchup, but they're just moving him across, trying to get him back on Carl, who's going to be able to feed him maybe a little bit of super with these shoes flying off. But as this gas starts to close down, it's going to be tough. And then Grom Bomb comes down and following up some shots as well. He's just standing in the residue. He doesn't care because he's slowed. So what? Now he's going to be able to get the pickup up top, but it doesn't matter because Mori going to avenge that death and take this first round.
It took so long for the Fang to get his super that he just didn't really have any mobility to play with for the longest time. He does have it now, so if there are some misplacements, he can make something happen, and the stun, the kill as well, but he's only gonna find one. However, Meow gets the trade, makes it a second. Maru going in, though Maru finds one. Can he clutch this one up? I think he will. Maru turns it around and a Reply Totem take the game.
I mean, all I can say to that is just wow. Like, what a play from Maru there to know he could get it. And I mean, the flying hook towards them, straight slicing through the Grom, taking him down. And then a Squeak is a matchup that you expect him to be able to win. But still, to be able to pull that off 1v2 with no real help from his teammates, big thing for him to do, and a big game for them to take back.
That was crazy. I mean, it went from man advantage for ZETA Division, then man advantage for Reply Totem, then man advantage back to ZETA, and at the end it's Reply Totem that's still taking it home. That is crazy from Reply Totem. Absolutely popping off on that Carl Maru with some wonderful plays. Let's see if they can keep it up moving into the second game of Knockout.
Yeah, good shots coming in from Mori there. Has the super as well. So maybe be able to get some shots here. Hits one onto Gero, and now obviously marked up, it's going to be taking a lot more damage. There down comes that watchtower as well to get the scouting of the grass, and still has some as well, but maybe wants to use them to tank some of these shots rather than just using it to scout at this grass, especially when they know where they are already. Maru not that close to any supers just yet, I don't think, as now he's been pretty much just staying out of the way and trying not to feed. But now this right-hand side pinch is coming down. It's going to be difficult, but now Mori's there as well. In goes Maru, gets hit hard on his entry. Mari just trying to get these legs dropped and go for some damage, but actually going to be spammed down by pretty much everybody. He might be able to get two. He does. Somehow out of nowhere it works. Maru might be able to clutch up again, and he does just that. Somehow Totem win it, and they take the first round of this too.
Maru has got ice in his veins this set. Second round that he clutches up. Second round that really, it felt like he wasn't going to be winning with his team. And yet he does. ZETA Division, I mean, it's getting tougher and tougher to keep up the morale after you lose rounds like that.
Definitely so, especially when this one round can decide whether or not you're going to go in 2-1 down or not. Good shots coming in from Joker as well. Has this grumble. Mori got those legs again, and we know how much that worked in the previous one. Even though he dropped it, he got two extremely low before he went down. Now he's trying to make a push around this side, but getting hit now by the Carl, who adds another super to the reply totem side. 3 supers versus 0. If just looking like this, if we don't see any supers come out of ZETA, then it's going to go one way and one way only.
Yeah, I'm with you there. It's looking rough here for ZETA Division. Ground bomb going down. Shield eventually onto Meow. And he's going to try to create a little bit of space. We'll find some good value, good damage, and a 2-piece actually for ZETA Division. Only Joker left alive, and somehow it's going to be ZETA to pick up the round.
Yeah, that was some really nice plays there from ZETA to be able to drag that one back, which looked like it was just going to go to Totem, but looks like we just didn't see any supers come out of Totem there. Carl still got his, RT still got his as well, and now trying to fly under the radar down this left-hand side, but eventually gets scouted out as well. Look at the lunge as well from now. He's waiting to try and use this, and with 3 of them there, it'd be some good bounces.
Waiting for the best opportunity. So far, not giving anything away just yet. 3 supers on each side. Everyone has super, but who is going to try to initiate something? So far, control-wise, it's all ZETA. They have control of the mid, reply totem locked into their spawn area. Super will connect from Meow, but not really much of an opportunity to follow up in that position. And Joker is in a tricky spot. Surely he's going to be going down, gets his super off, but it's going to miss anyways. Now he is getting taken quite low HP, but not committing just yet. Mari left in a 1 versus 3, and a stun is going to be settling it. How did ZETA pick up this game? How are they contesting this set? I mean, what an incredible match so far.
I mean, that was just a great comeback, to be honest. Like, absolutely out of nowhere, ZETA managed to win that second round, and that looked like Reply Totem were just going to sweep it, take the set straight away, and make it 2-1. But now it looks like ZETA might be the ones doing that, as they're 1-1 in this set, and it's 1-1 overall as well, obviously. So Totem need to rethink their strategy again, because it worked a couple of times, but now ZETA seem to have their number.
It's all even in this match, and as you said, grand final worthy so far. The quality certainly is, but this game is going to decide who takes the upper hand into set number 4. An attacking game has already begun. Some good tanks from Maori, but again, no follow-up, as both teams are playing very respectfully, making sure to not give too much away and not feed too many supers. Now, we would very much like his. We did see quite a difference between the rounds where he had his in the end game and the rounds where he didn't. Gadget plays down by Joker. Interesting. Now he's going to be quite low HP. Maru is going to be able to shut him down. It's a 2 versus 3. And surely, oh, super actually from Meow. Interesting. He tried. Used all he had. But it is still going to be Reply Totem to pick up the first round.
Yeah, I think he was just maybe hoping that Joker wasn't going to be connecting those shots, and he just did. He didn't miss in that position, and with a marked up shot from RT there, it was just pretty much a done deal for Joker to be able to finish that one off, and now 1 round is between Reply Totem and the second set. Only 2 rounds for Zeta Division, so still so close, but 3 supers on the side of Reply Totem, none on the side of Zeta. But it did make a difference last time.
That is very true. All they needed was the Gus super. Just getting the super onto, it was a squeak earlier, and he got a 2-piece pretty much just on his own. So if they can replicate that sort of success here, that could be massive for Zeta Division, but it's their backs against the wall now as Reply Totem are in the driver's seat and do need to be careful with how they will proceed. As we do see a sticky residue plays down. There's still another one available from Meow as well. Might have to use both in this final stage. As Maru is going down to the gas. Meow quite low HP as well. It's a 3-on-1, and yet again, it seems like the amount of supers does not matter to Zeta Division as they bring this one back. And it's going to be the final round of knockout to decide who picks up a second set.
It couldn't be any closer than this, and I don't think we could be asking for a better game either. It's just back and forward, back and forward. See who does manage to take this one and take the set along with it. Still, 2 supers in the hands of Reply Totem, only 1 on the side of Zeta, but it is in the hands of Naui, and we know what he can do with this brawler. Now how aggressive he can play, but RT's hitting some shots. Now Joker's going to slot into this favored position once more, and it's going to be tough for Zeta to get out of this.
Yeah, it's a strong place for him to stand. And now as well with the RT super, if he plays near enough to Joker, completely deflates any aggressive ideas that now he might have in mind. For the time being, it's still just a tagging game, but the gas is going to be coming in shortly, and that's going to be forcing in the action.
Yeah, Meow's quite low, but Joker can't seem to find any follow-up shots, but Meow just still shooting, not healing up. And with that gas tagging him there, it's going to be difficult with the leg to drop. Mary TP's away from it. The gas takes down 1. Can Joker clutch this one up? He gets 1 shot, but not anymore. Zeta Division are going to take the set, and Reply Totem crumble in the tense moments.
This has to be one of the best knockout sets of all time, really. I mean, there were some excellent ones at Worlds last year, don't get me wrong, but this one was very special as well. Zeta somehow turning out on top of this one, even though it really looked like Reply Totem had it in the bag multiple times. They were just not able to close it out. Some incredible card plays from Maru as well, still worth pointing out. But at the end of the day, it is just Zeta and their teamwork that managed to shine.
Yeah, it really is. And I mean, it just looked like, as you say, Totem were going to take it so many times. They had so many opportunities, I feel, to win these with the amount of supers they had. But at the end of the day, Zeta just capitalized on the team play that they have and how well now he's playing. You know, he went in, and even more, he dropped his legs. I think it might have been in this round, or I think the next round, but dropped his legs, and he still managed to get those kills by going past him. It was really nice from Zeta Division to manage to take that one here. Here it is. The legs were dropped, but double stun came through and just managed to slice through him with the help of Gero as well. And Joker just couldn't do it alone.
Stats-wise, it is going to be favoring Zeta Division a little bit, but I mean, what a close set overall. A very close match indeed. But now Zeta Division are back with the advantage. Let's see if Reply Totem can turn that around and push this to a set 5, or if Zeta can close it out in 4.
Yeah, it's going to be a tense one, this. Set number 5 would definitely be what we'd want. We want to see these 2 teams battle it out, because this is, you know, this is a finals potential match. We've seen it multiple times throughout this year. Probably the 2 strongest teams in the region. Both of these have locked in 2 of the 3 world final spots, so definitely up there at the top of the region at the moment. But we'll see if Zeta Division are able to close it out in Pinball Dreams on Brawl, or for Reply Totem drag it to a set number 5. We'll find out in just a moment, but I kind of feel like after that one, Totem have let that slip, and Zeta might just run away with it.
It seemed like the momentum was in Reply Totem's favor in knockout, and yet somehow Zeta Division were able to remain ice cold, shut down any sort of hope that sparked on the Reply Totem front. First pick is going to be for Zeta. They ban out Grey, Primo, and Stu. Reply Totem banning out Shelly, Squeak, and Cordelius. Maybe some openings for a Barley, which has been one of the more threatening brawlers on this map. Some range is always good here as well, around the mid area. Squeak is a big threat, but it has been neutralized by the ban process. It's going to be a Nita first pick, actually, from ZETA, which I think is a fairly interesting one.
Yeah, I feel like you've had some pretty tough opinions on Nita in the past, especially on Brawl Ball, and I kind of like it on this map. I feel like it's going to deter a lot of things, but with Primo banned out of the way, it kind of narrows that down a little bit more. As Primo, you can see through those win rates here, is one of the big difference makers when it comes to winning on this map, and Nita would have shut that down a little bit more. Barley, another really solid pick, and that's actually not banned either, so definitely something that they might be leaning towards, especially with that Nita preventing him from the super. It is going to be quite a big thing to have, and they do choose to go with the Barley as their first pick on the side of Reply Totem.
Yeah, it's kind of like, I mean, I'm obviously not a professional drafter, but it's kind of the sort of ideas I would have had in mind as well with this draft. I would have gone Barley instead of the Nita, but then again, there are probably a couple steps that I'm missing on this plan for ZETA Division. They'll mix that up with a Crow, which I don't mind either. Don't necessarily think it's his greatest map, but he can get some good work down. His slows are always going to be very valuable as well. Let's see, though, this plan unfold from ZETA Division, because I feel like surely they got to have something in mind here if they decided to go Nita first pick over that Barley.
Well, we'll see what they do choose to pick in return, but I feel like that Barley's a great pick, and Crow, it's pretty solid. He's going to be able to scout out a lot of these bushes over the left and right hand sides and play that mid quite nicely, but Bonnie's going to be coming down from ZETA Division, and I like that pick as well. If you get the super, Barley's going to be in a bit of a tough place, and the same with Crow if the Crow doesn't have to jump away. So maybe a decent pick there from ZETA Division. They still need one more, and you've got to question if they need something a bit more aggressive that can just go aggressive with a click of a button rather than having to wait for Bonnie to get that super.
Yeah, I'm wondering if Willow might still be something they might consider here. Yeah, they'll go Willow. Okay, interesting. I mean, I kind of wish they went just Barley instead of the Nita, and then, they probably could have gone Nita later on or something else, because I do prefer Barley over Willow here, but they just needed something to make sure that Barley doesn't have a lane to just sit at behind his walls and harass the rest of the map. So either the options are going to be get there by opening up the map, or have enough mobility to get up close, or just match his energy and have a thrower of your own. I don't know. We'll see the B as last. I was kind of expecting a B here as well, as EMEA does like to bring a B for the mid of Pinball Dreams. I don't mind it. I think it can be good, quite strong, and it does have a decent matchup, of course, as well across the board. So I'm quite all right with both drafts. I'm really curious what the thrower battle is going to be like.
Yeah, I feel like Barley is kind of favored as the best thrower, and we saw it in the win rates, right? The win rates of Barley was there and Willow just wasn't, so you kind of expect it to be the better thrower on this map, and with Willow it's going to be a bit difficult, I feel. But with Crow Lane, I'm not sure about that one. We're kind of just going to see surely the throwers win these out, but Crow's going very aggressive, but instantly dealt with by Naui and Gero pinching that one in, and now they move up even further.
Now, low HP, Gero might try to go for mind control, and he gets it done. As soon as the respawn shield from Maru goes away, he gets mind control by Gero. What a beautiful pre-shot. I mean, that was down to the millisecond.
Soup's there from Mori, pushing Gero back a little bit now, and the jump's available from Naui too, so just going to maybe want to hold on to that a little bit longer. Rasseltide getting some damage, but not that much. Now the jump comes in, Joker's going to be getting taken down, but traded out with that 3k. Beautiful shot from him. Meow trying to push up, and obviously Maru's going to get some damage in. He's going to be able to slow every now and again, but it's going to be tickling the Nita at the moment until he starts to get a bit lower. But Gero now pushing forward, finds the pathway through, but doesn't get the shot at all. Last call comes out, bit of a waste by Mori, but at the same time he got the side, so who cares?
Maru is low after that kill onto Meow. Reply Totem have built up some nice control. Gero gonna get pushed down by Mari, and Mari is tagged up, but still gets away with it victorious. ZETA Division need to hold on for another minute, and so far it seems like that's gonna be a long minute considering how strong positioning is for Reply Totem.
Yeah, Gero now just trying to push onto this Crow. Gets this big splash down with the gadget, but has the mind control but can't use it. Wants to hold off a little bit longer. Jump comes in. Now he needed to try and grab the ball. They're not going to get it. And TOTEM are going to equalize this one out. Burn down a bit of the clock as well, which is, you know, surprising to me because they've got a much better comp for overtime if you think about it.
Yeah, no, they certainly do. I mean, the Crow is going to be better than the Nita, and I mean, Body and B is fairly even. So I'll agree with you there. 25 seconds left until overtime, and Reply Totem happy to play defensive until then. Let's see if now he's going to go for a jump in here. He will indeed. He finds Joker, no trade. And a missed shot as well from Maori. We might not see it overtime here as they push up. Now he slots it in, and Zeta Division lock in a match point.
I mean, what a turnaround considering they just conceded. We were like, right, they've got the better comp for overtime. We expect it to go to overtime. And Zeta know that as well, right? They know to go aggressive, so they don't have to go to overtime. And that's exactly what they do. They managed to secure that one nice and early on. We're going to a match point now for Zeta Division. And this is, you know, definitely make or break for Reply Totem now, as Zeta Division will move on to the finals if they win this one. And then, even if they do lose this game, they're still in a good spot.
Garrow with some good connections onto Maori, but he's low HP himself and eventually forced to back off. Maori pushing up on that right-hand side as Meow went down, creating a big opening. No ability to capitalize just yet. Garrow, low HP. Garrow gonna go down. Maori will lose some more HP, but will survive. And now he is going to be doomed in that positioning. 3 versus 2 right now, as they are cycling through those respawns. Always going to be one player down here for Zeta Division. Reply Totem just looking to find a big enough opening to get a goal.
And Garrow's starting to slowly push Mori back here down this left-hand side, but Mori just connecting a few shots. Has his jump as well, so Joker needs to be a bit cautious, but with Maru at his side, he should be able to survive it anyway. Jump goes in, but the takedown was there on the left-hand side. Mori's trying to help this push through, but Meow's still alive. The jump comes through, the interception's beautiful there by Meow. Gets his bear as well, and gets the trade. Can't complain about that.
That was really good defense from Zeta Division, to be completely honest, because they managed to stop the respawn cycling, and then get trade after trade, deflate the push slowly. Now, overtime, as we discussed previously, is probably not going to be in their favor, so they need to be a little bit careful with what the game plan is here. And with 50 seconds left, they have yet to really leave their side of the map this game.
Yeah, Willow misses that super as well, tries to get a couple more connections onto Barley. Does survive it out, so needs to heal up, but this Nita Bear is still there, and it's going to be a big help in pushing this forward, but heals come through for Mori now, and he should be able to pick up this left-hand side. Super goes in, last call going to miss, but actually gets the shot thanks to the connection. Nita Bear didn't do a lot at all, trying to find the pathway through, but the interception's there again, and they say no. Meow, the last one survived, but it's just Garrow, and I don't think he can do it alone.
He mind controls him. He gets the ball away, and for now, they're still safe. Incredible plays again from Zeta in this defense. Overtime's going to be coming up, and even though they get the team wipe, they're not going to be able to score just yet. Overtime might be where we settle this one.
He's surely going to be able to trade out Mori there as well, and if they can get a super, then they might have been able to make something happen, but now he actually pops himself back into that long range form, and gets the kill. The super shot was there from Meow, but can't do a lot with it. Burning down now, survives on 24. Crowburn doesn't get him down, and he has this bear. It's going to be a big help, but the slow onto Naui, and surely he falls. Gets the shot over to the left-hand side instead, and now the bear comes down, trying to walk up behind it. Shield pops as well. Faux fur being used, just wants this ball back. Trying to get a super there for Naui, but the shot is not going to go through, and the ball goes back in the corner, but Meow's still on a bit of a tear here, and Garrow pushing the left-hand side, not getting a lot done, and super available from him now, but it's just too little too late, I feel.
25 seconds left, and it's going to be Reply Totem with perhaps the last chance of this game to score. They're playing it safe so far, as now he actually jumps in. A pass back to Garrow. He has super. Is he going to mind control? Is he going to go for a charge shot? So far, it's going to be the mind control. Mari is going to be the one to slot it in, as Zeta Division take this 3-1 victory and lock in their spot for the grand finals one more time this year.
I mean, they just want this finals again. They want 4 monthly final wins, and they made it all the way to be able to battle it out for that. TOTEM defeated, and they look defeated as well. Definitely not as happy as they usually are on those cameras, and understandably so after that loss. Mind control defeat by the Willow there. It's a difficult way to lose, but at the end of the day, what a defense it was from Gero to keep them in that game to start with, and then to be able to finish it off in the end as well. He really was the MVP, especially through that Brawl Ball set.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, a fantastic performance overall, though, from ZETA, but I love how we criticized the Willow pick a little bit, and I think that for the most part, Barley is the stronger pick on this map. But Gero, I mean, played that Willow wonderfully well. Look at that one. Like, that was some gorgeous stuff from him in this set, and it's not the easiest to do, especially when you are facing a Barley yourself. Barley doesn't need to land his shot, he just needs to lock down the area. If you walk into it, you will take the damage. It doesn't work the same way for a Willow. So the fact that he was able to shine so much is so impressive. And I mean, you know, the final nail in the coffin there as he mind controls Mari to score against his own team. Mari that had a wonderful set here as well, 222 damage, 11 kills, but it wasn't the kills that mattered the most here. It was getting those goals in, and ZETA were just able to find a couple more.
I mean, ZETA just played that so well. They waited for the moment, and they were under a lot of scrutiny for pretty much the entire game, but in the end they came out on top, and that's what really matters. Regardless of all the kills that Reply Totem managed to get, regardless of all the control they had, if they're not getting the goals, they're not winning, and that's what ZETA Division do best. Play the objective, and the objective is what gets you the wins.
Your MVP voted at home is going to be on to Nawi. And as much as I kind of would have loved to see Gero get it for that final set, now we had a fantastic series as well. It was really a team effort. I mean, Knockout as well, you know, was every single player from ZETA Division shining and getting so much work done. So I'll still take him as the MVP for this one. And overall, I mean, a fantastic series for our first semifinal.
Yeah, I mean, we couldn't have asked for a better game, could we really? As I've said multiple times, that's a finals caliber game, and even at that, it's a world finals caliber game, you know, between these two teams. They're the two best teams in the region at the moment, and I'm sad we didn't really get to see them meet in the finals, but we will see who is going to meet them in the finals throughout this next game. But ZETA Division have successfully made it to the finals of this region. A&R versus SK Gaming is going to be up next, and it's going to be an absolutely phenomenal one as well. We saw A&R take down Foot Esports, which is a big decisive match. A&R trying to catch up with Foot Esports at the moment for that race for the world final spot. And SK and Humble, it's more of the same. They're in the race as well. Humble got cut short, but SK Gaming, they still have a chance.
Absolutely so. I mean, A&R said they wanted to play against Foot Esports. They got what they wanted. They got the victory as well. I don't remember them tweeting they wanted to play against SK, so we'll see how that one goes. But my prediction was still with A&R just because of the sheer amount of confidence they showed against Foot. And I don't know. I feel like this could be their month to make it to the grand finals once more.